and the responsibility of every Congress assembled since then to correct the problem of their predecessors. If not, there is equally guilty.
Well, you're right. But the point is, let's get to the heart of the matter. You know, those scumbags, just kick them out of the office, and that's the end of it. The people we want are the people in banking and on Wall Street, the Illuminati. These are the people we want to go after. These are the guys that plan this stuff. And, you know, once we clean it up here, we'll work on Europe and the rest of the Illuminists.
Bob, when you say Illuminati, who are they?
They are an ancient society, which over the years, over the past 1,000 years, have worked together very closely. The heart of the Illuminati, as we know it, during that period of time, has lied with the royal families of Europe and all those who they have picked up along the way, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and on and on. And the bloodlines are very close because they intermarry quite a bit. And so it's pretty easy to go back and trace the lineage of these people to people who lived many years ago. But today the Illuminati is run by the royal families of Europe still, and the Queen of England is the woman who runs the whole show. And there is a lot of splinter groups and that they've created, the Royal Institute, the Privy Council, the Group of 30, the Group of 300, the Bilderbergers, and it goes on and on.
Harold and
tax-free foundations. I mean, the web of financial and economic and political power is enormous. And now, for the umpteenth time, they want to bring people down to a base level and control them like animals.
Well, this is
what they're up to.
This is the closest they have ever gotten. This is their grand plan, and they're committed. And I could never understand why in this country, because to knock out this country is literally the linchpin to this whole thing, to gain total world control and domination through their banks and through their corporations, the cooperations of their moneyed people out there, their Wall Streeters, not only in this country, but in markets across the globe. They're in there, and they're in control of it. So they have no choice. They've gone far enough that people are starting to wake up, so it's a go-for-broke thing. The one thing that I never understood, Bob, either their stupidity or their arrogance, you know, they're not perfect. They've run a good scam. I'll be the first one to admit that. But all they had to do is wait till this generation, you and I, and maybe the previous, maybe go back another 20 years here, wait till this generation in this country dies off, and it would have been absolutely clear sailing. But they weren't willing to do that. Why did they keep pressing it? Now the resistance is mounting. It's either a go for broke or fade into obscurity. All their cards are on the table.
You know, incidentally, I just got a report from a subscriber from the Middle East, and he says the Saudi-Israeli-U.S. versus Iran war is on.
Yeah.
And they think they can strategically take care of Iran with a carefully planned joint aerial attack.
And by the way, Netanyahu is the one that put the timetable on this, and he said, hey, within 6 months. And this is the first time that I've actually seen an assignable time period, and there's been a lot of bantering back and forth. Well, maybe the U.S. will do it. Well, Barack Obama is now enforcing the embargo, and they're ramping it up rapidly to try to starve off Iran here. But this is the first time that I've seen a real timetable coming out of the mouth of Benjamin Netanyahu. They're going to go after Iran. You know, there's more than one reason why we'd want to put 1 million more people in the military to get involved in these foreign affairs that, folks, we should not. And if you for 1 second are buying into this world terrorism thing, look at it this way. If we don't have real terrorists in this country right now, we will in the future. Because you can't walk around the globe in one country alone killing 1,200,000 people and not have blowback over it. They're doing it in Afghanistan. They're doing it in Pakistan. They're going to do it in Iran. So if there is not real terrorism, they are the ones that are going to cause what they have very carefully prepared for the consumption of the dumb people here in this country. Oh, we're going to have radicalization of member groups in this country. Bob, the breadth and the depth of this skullduggery, this criminality, is almost too hard for even me to get my mind wrapped around. It is absolutely Luciferian. It is the most evil people while still smiling and claiming freedom and liberty, and we're the saviors of the planet. My God in heaven.
Now, he also goes on to say that the reason the Saudis are involved is because they have a deep hatred of the Iranians, and they expect that once the military in Iran is taken out, that their agents that are within the country will take over.
Well, and
they also said that he also said that the Iranians had invested about $40 billion in Dubai, and they're going to lose their money.
By the way, I mean, is it a clear indication to people that the 19 hijackers were all Saudi Arabians with the help of the Mossad, the Israeli Mossad? I mean, if you people out there have any illusions whatsoever, I hope we're taking those illusions away and replacing them with some solid stuff. You know, and you keep beating your chest about, oh, America, we've got to get the terrorists. Look, folks, snap, please. Snap your head around and start paying attention. Because none of these damn people give one iota for your life whatsoever. Just ask the 1.2 million ghosts that are now wandering around Iraq. And look at all the families and the country that has been shattered. All for what? Niger Yellow Cake, weapons of mass destruction that he got rid of? The 1,800 people that Saddam Hussein killed? Yeah. Blowback. And it's coming. We got to get the hell out of the Middle East. Let's continue with the calls, Bob. And again, you're going to spend the next segment with me on the flip side. I'm subbing for Robbie. So let's continue with the calls here. Harold, thank you for holding in California.
Yes, good afternoon, John.
Hi.
Have a question for Bob.
Yep. Go ahead.
Bob, what is your opinion? I have I would guess about 7% of my net worth in a Swiss annuity, which is like $65,000 or francs. Is that a safe bet, or should I be trying to get out of that?
I think as far as diversification goes, I don't think it's bad. You must expect that if the world stock markets fall, the Swiss market will fall. I don't know where that particular annuity is invested. I imagine, knowing the Swiss, probably 80 to 90% of it is in bonds, and probably a lot of them, if not all of them, are Swiss-issued bonds. So you should, if you were to take a loss, you might take 20 or 30%, and I think that should be it during a depression.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Swiss are a lot of things, but I know them very well. I speak French and German both. I went to the University of Geneva, and I took 8 years of French there in a year and a half. And I lived in the country for 3 years. And so you get a pretty good feel for the mentality that you're dealing with. And if one wants to have something outside the country, that is probably one of the few things you can choose.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I did want to make a comment. I took your advice a few months back and took my money out of my IRA mutual funds, moved them into gold stocks, and they're currently up about 30%.
So the hit that you took
Well, you're just another genius.
That was per your advice.
Well, there you go. Well, we've helped a lot of people over the years, and we hope to help a lot more by giving you the information. All right, hey, I'll tell you what, we're going to take the break here. We're going to roll into Robbie's show. Bob Chapman has been kind enough to spend the first segment with me over on that. So we will take a break here for about 90 seconds. Jasper, you've been holding in Boston. Continue to hold. I will take your call immediately after the top of the hour break for Republic Broadcasting Network. And we can maybe squeeze a few more calls in at 800-313-9443. Everybody stand by. Flip side coming up. Subbing for Robbie Noel. Bob Chapman joining me.